today, as we have the resource center here, it's just an effort to try and say, can we provide a situation that's more entertaining than the streets? People say the street children are in the streets because they are poor, there's problem, but I say they are there because it's more entertaining. The poverty and all that happens here in the slums. A kid who's in the slum suffers a lot than the one in the city center. The one in the city center, imagine for the first time the kid hits the streets, and before long she goes begging and she starts learning what a hot dog is, what a hamburger is. You know, she gets a chance to get into, to go into the movies, to sit around, other kids, during the night and talk about the movies and, and how they were chased by the police, how they ended up in. When it's told, it's very entertaining. So at the end of the day, the slums needs a scenario where kids would rather come and just be. A scenario that would be also equally entertaining. And again, an institution that's at the grassroots level that's open to both the parents and the kids. So this is just an attempt of that. When I look at the CFK, I see the same. And that's one of major reasons why I don't just I don't just help CFK or support it, but I'm a fanatic for it, because I know the cultures that are in the that the kids get from the slums and all the way to the streets. The only chance where they can change that is in an institution that will understand them the way CFK would understand them. The way maybe they would come here and just get a ball, which would mean the whole world for them. And through that, with time it becomes a way of kids, they learn to even open up and let you understand what the core problem back at home is. Okay, like Mathare here has been a guinea pig for the universities. Whenever they wanted to carry any research, they would come here. So they somehow programmed people to be answering the question they want to hear. So even if they are picking questions for development, they cannot change with that. I mean, when I was growing up, I remember people would even come and say, can you help me fill these forms and I'll give you some money. By then, I would do anything to survive. And I would go and sit around with my friends and we would fill those forms, and at the end of the day I have money in my pocket. But this is the reason, and the major reason, why NGOs are difficult to pick up. And again also why I think CFK is going the right direction. When somebody comes from outside and sees the problem that's here, they are tempted to start an NGO. They solicit fund, and with what they hear and what they sell to the donors, they get a lot of money. So when they come here, they are almost gods. And it's like having a community looking up to you. And they kind of get sucked into that power thing. And they forget it's not about them, it's about the community. So at the end of the day, you have Pole, I'm sorry, but let me use the word white. Because a lot of NGOs, we have NGOs, I won't mention them by names, but some of their heads are whites who are well connected from outside. They've come here and they become demigods. And they don't want to let go of that. So at the end of the day, they will keep on flicking from one thing to the other and trying to be part of what is happening here as much as they can. That's one thing that I never saw with Rai. Actually, I remember I asked him, do you see yourself someday coming and just being in CFK full time? And he said, no. It's not about Rai. It's about Kibera and the community growing. And as long as we have people who will want even to relocate from where they live and come and stay here and be the go-between, whatever NGOs they start will not materialize. It will start boiling into their own interest, their own needs. We have very big organizations. It's not ethical to call their names, but I tell you today, if I was with the register, the register of NGOs, there are so many of them that I would cancel because they've lost that focus.